All right, guys, we're going to get the call started here in the next few minutes. Make sure you guys have those pens, grab those papers, get ready to take notes. If you're in bed, get out of bed. That way you guys can have a great way of, just taking in all of this information. I'm super excited for all of you to really tap in with what it is that I'm going to share with you guys here today. Spread the word in your group chat, spread the word in your telegrams, your discords. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is live in the next 2 to 3 minutes. All right, guys, 2 minutes. Let's run it. All right, fam. All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Mornings with Nano. It is Tuesday, February 1st, and I am so excited and blessed to be on this call with each and every single one of you guys. Yes, big, big smiles in the cut. Yes, yes, yes. Super excited to be here with all of you. Blessed risings. First day of the month, first day of another great, great week that we are about to have. And I'm just super excited for all of you to have a great start to the month. I know that this month is going to be a month of abundance, freedom, and a lot of breakthroughs for all of us. A lot of the work that you guys put in the month of January will show up now in the month of February. Okay, guys. So understand that if you've been putting in work in the month of January, some of that work will show up now here in February, guys. So understand that you guys are in the right place at the right time with the right people. Everything will start to work in your favor. All right. You got to stay true to the vision. All right. We just finished month one of the year, 11 more months to go. Okay, so we got to take that into consideration. We have to be able to understand that. We have to take that in and know, like, yo, look at how fast time is passing. Look at how amazing all these things are. So we got to sit there and just really realize, okay, where we are right now in this very point in time. and what we can do moving forward to continue to be the best versions of ourselves, because February is going to be the month where we grow an incredible amount. February is going to be the month where we take ourselves to new levels and we elevate ourselves to that best version of ourselves, closer and closer and closer. So if you guys are excited for the month of February, put a 333 in the chat box if you are excited for the month of February and everything that is going to bring you, because honestly it's going to be a good month. Now, before we get the call started, um, I want to make sure we express some gratitude. So what is one thing that you guys are grateful for this morning, Tuesday, February 1st at 9:19 this morning? What are you grateful for this morning? I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my team, the whole leadership dynasty. Um, I'm grateful for my phone that allows me to make money from it. I'm grateful for the beach meditation I had this morning. Grateful for the new book that I'm reading. Extremely, extremely grateful for just the life that I'm living right now. Grateful for the financial abundance. Grateful for my crypto portfolio. Grateful, grateful, grateful for the NFTs that I'm going to purchase this month that are going to blow up. Grateful for the successful investments I'm going to make this month. Extremely, extremely thankful that I have hundreds of people coming to the March Madness convention in March. So just some amazing stuff, guys. And, just to give you guys a tip, I know I tell you guys to write a letter to yourself to start the year, but what if you wrote a letter to yourself to start this month? How about you create the month that you want, you know? Think about it. You can sit here and write a letter to yourself today from the perspective of March 1st, right? Put yourself in the perspective of March 1st and be like, okay, today is March 1st, and speak of the month of February as if you wanted it to happen for you. How would you want the month of February to go for you? Okay. So think about you, all right, with the end in mind, but you don't got to think that far. Just think a month ahead. How would you want this month to go? All right. And then write it out. Write it out. Okay, like, and just to give you guys an example, right? I'm talking to you guys from a perspective of being March 1st, so it's a month from now. Okay, so think about it. A month from now, how do you feel? What did you accomplish? What happened? How did the month of February go for you? What breakthroughs did you have? What blessings did you accomplish? Okay, what crypto investments did you get into? Okay, what happened? What did you let go of this month? Like, sit down and write down exactly what happened. Did you pay off some debt? Okay. Did you, build a relationship with somebody that, you needed to build a relationship with? Did you pray more this month? All right. And then write that letter in the perspective that it already happened. Wow, God, thank you so much for the month of February. The month of February has been my strongest month yet. I built a closer relationship with you, God. My morning routine was on point. I finished reading 2 books. I was more organized this month. I got a chance to hit my rank of so on and so forth. I'm feeling so good going into this next month. Okay, so on and so forth. Blah 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 blah. I'm eating healthier. I'm going to the gym more. Like, write out exactly how you want the month of February to go for you. Like, write it out like it already happened. Like, whatever it is that you want the month of February to be for you, write it out. Like, literally take the time after this call. It'll take you 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Okay. And write it all out. Because the moment you put that energy out into the universe, into the world, okay, remember, now all God has to do is fill up that void. Okay, because you're already putting yourself in March 1st. We are in February 1st. Okay, so all God and the universe got to do now is fill this void. Okay, and what they're going to do is they're going to put you with the people. They're going to put people, situations, and circumstances in your life to help that happen. Okay, so that's something that a lot of you guys, if you guys were to do it, it could really help you all out. All right, so I highly recommend it. It's something that I always do. That helps me a lot. And I think that you guys can really benefit from that. Okay. So that's super important. All right. So that's just a quick tip that I wanted to give you guys here today. I think that you guys can really learn a lot from what it is that I just went over there. But today I want to go over 7 blocks that will resist you from having a good month of February. Okay. Now, the reason why I wanted to do the blocks is because I wanted to make sure that you guys understood what are some things that are blocking you. Okay. Certain times, we go about our lives and we go about our days and we realize that, you know, there's certain things in our lives that are blocking us. You can take that off from there. You sometimes we go month to month, and for some reason, okay, type a one in the chat box if you've ever worked hard, you've ever done everything you had to do, but it still doesn't grow. You still don't level up, you still don't get to that next level. Okay, put a one in the chat box. All right. Sometimes, the reason why that happens, and I can put a one in the chat box as well, and I will. Okay, the reason why that happens is because sometimes we have blockages in our lives. Okay, and I don't want you guys to experience more blockages anymore. Okay, I see some people in here putting ones. Somebody says story of their life. Okay, so it sounds like we have people that go through this stuff. Okay, they have blocks in their life that is not allowing them to grow and take themselves to the next level. So I highly recommend everybody on this call to write down today's topic because it's going to be a very powerful one. Okay, so I'm going to go over the 7 blocks that could resist you from having a great February. Okay, if you want to have a good month of February, you need to, okay, and you must, all right, remove these blocks from your life. Okay, so we'll start it up right away and we'll get into number 1. The first block is believing in lack. Okay, block number 1 is believing in lack. All right, now what do I mean by believing in lack? This is the most common block that most people have. Okay, now understand this: when you live in a state of lack, of not being enough or not having enough, okay, you spend a lot of effort trying to prove to the world that you are enough. All right, listen to that one more time. All right, believing in lack. All right, when you live in a state of lack, which means not being enough or not having enough, okay, you spend a lot of effort trying to prove to the world that you are enough. And that blocks you from your blessings. Okay, so let me give you guys an example now. Okay, you see, what happens is when you start, when you believe in lack, think about it. You can either believe in abundance or you can believe in lack. Whatever you focus on more is what you believe in. All right. So if you're focused on the lack of money, the lack of success, the lack of resources, the lack of love, support in your life, okay, when you believe in that and that's what your main focus is, that is what will grow. It's impossible for someone to be successful and be abundant when all they're focusing on is what they don't have, what they lack in their life. Okay, you got to understand that, you got to stop trying to prove to yourself, you got to stop trying to prove to yourself that you're not that what you say you are. Okay, you have to embrace who you are. Embrace who you are. You are enough. You are abundant. You are successful. You are what you say you are. Stop trying to prove that you're not that. Stop believing in the lack. Okay, because the moment you do that, okay, you repel ideas, you repel blessings from coming into your life. You live in the shadows. You live in the shadows when you focus on the lack. When you focus on the lack, this is what it says. You live in the shadows and you deny the light of who you truly are. Okay? And if we live in lack, we got to understand, guys, we are not living in the purpose of God. God is abundant. God is positive, peaceful, opulent, successful, a leader. So if we're not walking in that purpose, if we're not walking down that path, then we're walking down the opposite path, which is one of the ones that is blocking us from getting to where we want to go to. We must understand that. You have to understand that. You cannot believe in the lack. I know it's hard, Nano, but it's so easy for you to say, Nano, you have money now. Nano, you live in a penthouse in Miami now. Nano, you have a team of hundreds and thousands of people. Nano, you have thousands of people that jump on mornings with Nano. It's easy for you to say. But guys, I was applying this information when I had nothing. I was applying this information when I was broke. I was applying this information when I had nothing in the bank, when I had less than 10 people on my team, when I didn't have a crypto portfolio, when nobody believed in me, when I didn't have that relationship with God. I've been in the positions that some of you guys are in. Not all of you, the majority of us, okay, I've been in those positions before. I've been in positions where I focused on the lack. And what I noticed was this, okay? What I noticed from focusing on the lack was that it was one of the biggest blocks that I had in my life. It was one of the biggest lacks because it was like, bro, how can I be successful when my bank account looks the way that it looks like? How can I be successful when I feel the way that I feel? But it was because it was what I was focused on. I had to change my focus and I had to trick my mind to believe that even though the bank account looked at the way that it looked, even though my back office looked at the way that it did, that I was still going to be successful, that I was abundant, that I was going to be that leader, that individual that accomplished massive success. I had to trick myself. And that is one of the most, I would say, one of the most challenging things to do while you're on this journey. Okay, one of the most challenging things to do while on this journey is trick yourself out of the reality that you are currently living in. That is very difficult because you could be going through it right now. You could be dealing with one of the toughest times in your life, but how the toughest thing you're going to do is trick yourself to believe that you're going through one of the best times in your life. That's the tough thing, because now you got to sit there and you got to put yourself in the position like, well, look at how my bank account looks, but I'm still happy. I'm still excited. I'm still in positive anticipation of what I want. Hey, my back office doesn't look the way that it wants to. I mean, that I want it to look. You know, I be ranked and so on and so forth, but I'm still that leader. I'm still going to show up. I'm still that person, right? That's the hardest part. And the reason why I tell you guys that is because when I hit Chairman 10 my first time, right? And I hit my first six-figure rank. For those who don't know what chairman is when you hit your first six-figure accomplishment within the company. Okay. When you hit chairman, all right, that means you've built an organization of over 500 people and you will now be paid out over $10,000 a month. All right. Well, I hit that rank and 2 months later, I lost it all. But in everybody's eyes, I was still a chairman. To my leaders, I was a chairman. To my mom, I was a chairman. To everybody, I was that six-figure earner. But in reality, my bank account was going down every single day. My back office did not look the way that I wanted it to look. I went from making over $10,000 a month to now $1,000 a month. And guess what? I would have to trick myself into believing every single day that I woke up, regardless of my circumstances, regardless of the numbers in the back office, and regardless of the money in the bank, all right, I had to trick myself to believe that I was still that six-figure earner. And that was one of the hardest things I had to do, because you got to think about it. Everybody looked at me, yo, what's up, Nano? Congratulations, bro, on Chairman 10. Congratulations on everything that you do it, bro. You made it. You made it, bro. You're making $10,000 a month plus. But what they didn't know, that in reality, I was only making $1,000 a month. And I couldn't tell them that. because I had to keep the posture, I had to keep the belief. I knew that it was a test. I understood that it was a test. So I was like, yep, I am that chairman. I am that chairman. I am earning $10,000 a month still. And I had to trick myself into believe. Because remember, if I kept, look, think about it like this. If I focused on the fact of where I was at, guess what? I will live in the shadows and I will deny the light of who I really was, which was that chairman. I am that chairman. I am that successful individual. I am that six-figure earner. But if I would have focused on the fact that I was making $1,000 a month, that I was making no money, so on and so forth, then I would have stayed there. I would have stayed there. And I'll be lying to you guys if I say that I was there for a while, for the simple fact that I did let that become a part of my reality for a while. It was hard. It was my first real test. So for the beginning of it, I understand why some of us, okay, sometimes go through the things that we go through is because we focus too much on it. All right? We focus too much on the situation at hand. But what I've noticed and what I learned from that situation was that you can trick yourself out of that reality and you can attract the reality that you really want again. And what I did was, I'll be honest with you guys right here, right now, for a total of, I would say 3 months, I allowed the reality that I was living to become me. Right? So the fact that I was making that $1,000 a month, the fact that I had lost everything, I let that become me because that's all I was focused on. And because of that, I stayed there for some time. But the moment I realized of what I was focused on, the moment I realized that, okay, I made a change, and then within 5 months, I got back to where I was at. Hard work. Think about that. It took me about 4 months from that moment that I found out and I figured it all out. Once I made the decision that that's it, that was no longer my reality, okay, I had to climb out of the hole that I had dug myself into. You got to understand, it takes an incredible amount of strength and determination for you to dig yourself out of the holes that we put ourselves into. Nobody's going to help you in that one. That's what sucks, because you dug that hole. Nobody can dig you out of that hole. Somebody could give you advice from the top of the hole, right? Like, hey, look, this is what you got to do. But nobody can climb you out of that hole that you dug yourself into than yourself. All you got is you and your creator. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to throw you the ladder. No one is going to do it for you. I'm telling you, when you dig yourself into a hole, you the one that gets yourself out of that hole, nobody else. And you got to understand that. Okay? So if you dug yourself into one, you're going to have to get yourself out of that one. Nobody else could do it for you. Not Nano, not your upline, not your mom, not your dad, not your best friend, not your girlfriend, not your boyfriend. Nobody is going to dig you out of that one. You have to do that one, because that one has to come from inside. And it took me months of hard work and dedication and consistency to get out. So let go of the lack. That will be the number one thing in February that will hold you back from your success, is believing in the lack. Number two, block number two is thinking there's not enough to go around. Thinking there's not enough to go around. That is block number two. All right. Understand that this is a fear state. Okay. You think that because someone else is winning, that you can't win. You think that because someone else hit that rank, you can't hit that rank. You got to put your focus on the fact that there is enough to go around. There's actually more than enough to go around. This is something that I've learned. All right. Approach the world as a vibrational reality rather than a physical space, that's when your desire will become real. Let me repeat that one more time. Approach the world as a vibrational reality. Okay? Approach the world as a vibrational reality rather than a physical space. When you do that, your desires will become real. What do I mean? Approach the world as a vibrational reality. All right. You got to think about it like this: you create the reality that you want to live, regardless of wherever you are. The mind does not know what's real or what's fake, doesn't know the difference. Okay. So if you tell yourself that you're living in a penthouse, if you tell yourself that everything is good, that life is amazing, that your bank account looks the way that it looks, the way that you want it to look, and everything, and that your family is thriving, and that your health is, then that is what will be created. Don't look at it from the physical. Always remember, you got to look at it from the spiritual. Success is 90 to 99% spiritual and 1 to 10% physical. If you focus on the physical that you're seeing with your eyes, what you're hearing, what you're smelling, what you're tasting, what you're touching, okay, you'll probably lose in the position that you're in, because most of us don't live where we want to live at. Most of us are not seeing what we want to see yet. So you must trick yourself. It goes back to number one, right? You must trick yourself into believing that you are living in that state of success. I know this sounds crazy to some of you. I know you guys are like, Nano, how is that even possible? How can I think about being successful when I'm going through it right now, when I'm in debt right now, when my account is overdrafted right now? How can I think about being successful, Nano? I don't even know how I'm going to pay my rent at the end of the month. You put yourself in that hole. You got to trick yourself out of it. I've been there before. I know how it feels to be there. But you know what? I always, always, always got out of it by the way I was thinking. It was never because money. It was never because of a rank. It was always because of the way I thought about it. It was always about my perspective. Once you shift that perspective, everything changes. Okay? And remember, this is something you all have to understand. And if you understand this, it'll change you. You can't have 1 foot in the world of abundance and 1 foot in the world of lack. Our work is all about alignment. All right. So when you are aligned with everything, God and the universe will work everything in your favor. But if you have 1 foot in the state of lack and 1 foot in the state of abundance, it'll never work because you're sending out mixed signals. How you gonna jump on mornings one and be like, yeah, bro, we're gonna go to the top and I'm gonna make hundreds and thousands of dollars and millions and I'm successful. And then 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now, you're telling your friends and complaining to your friends about how broke you are and how your financials suck and how your team is not building the business for you. Think about it. Think about what you just did right there. You jumped on mornings with Nano. You were positive. You were successful. You were talking so greatly about yourself. You did your morning routine. You meditated on abundance. You visualize yourself as that individual. And then 2 hours later, 3 hours, or sometime throughout the day, you finish, you tell somebody how broke you are and how you're struggling financially and how you can't seem to figure it out. You already lost. You lost automatically right there because you send a mixed signal. You told yourself in the morning that you're successful, you're abundant, that life is going to work in your favor, but then you go to talk to somebody and you talk to somebody about how everything is going against you. You lost. That's it. Whatever signal you sent out, you just brought it back. If you sent out a good signal, right? That signal is now gone. Because you can't have 1 foot in the world of lack and 1 foot in the world of abundance. Remember, this world and this universe and the way God works, it all works with alignment. Okay, you have to be in full alignment for everything to work in your favor. So if you're going to think about it, you have to speak it as well. If you're going to think about success, if you're going to talk about success, if you're going to do that, you have to act like it as well. You have to speak on it as well. You can't jump on mornings with Nano. You can't do your morning routine and say, I am abundant, I am successful, I am wealthy, I am this, I am that, and then go and tell people and talk about things that don't align with what you were saying. That's something that's holding you back. I remember I used to do that. In my morning routine, I would write it down. I am abundant. I am successful. I am wealthy. I am chairman 10, all of this stuff. And then I'll be complaining to my people, to my friends, and thinking about how broke I was. And thinking about how I was going through this, going through that. And I would wonder, I'm like, bro, how is it that I'm not growing? I do all the right things. I do my morning routine. I'm reading the books. I'm listening to the audios. I did it for months, but I'm still not growing. I can't seem still to get to that next level. Guess what it was, guys? I was being blocked because I had 1 foot in abundance, but then I had another foot in lack, and I wasn't in alignment. I wasn't in alignment. And I know this stuff sounds, absurd to some of you guys. Some of you guys are probably like, man, this is crazy stuff that Nano's saying right now. But it's the realest thing that you will learn. These are real blocks that we deal with every single day. Remember, guys, the reason why most people don't make it is because they can't get rid of these blocks. They don't believe enough to get through this stuff. You don't know how many people I know that do their morning routine and have been doing it for a very long time, and they still haven't been able to get to where they want to go to because of the blocks that they have in their mind. They're literally one enrollment away, one breakthrough away, one sign up, one trade, one investment away from taking themselves to the next level. But until they don't get rid of that block, they won't get to where they want to go to because they have that block there. You have to get rid of that. It's like the key, right? It's like when you play those games and all you're missing is that last key, that last missing puzzle piece. Until you don't get it, you can't unlock the door. Some of you guys, maybe this is what you're missing. Maybe this is what you're missing. Maybe you want to be successful. Maybe you're writing it down. Maybe you're doing all the right things, but then you go about your day and you think about completely different of what you were thinking about in the morning. You speak differently. You talk differently. You act differently compared to what you actually want. That's not alignment. You can't say you want to be successful and then spend the rest of the day on Netflix not doing anything. You can't say that you want to be abundant and then spend the rest of the day focused on the fact that you haven't paid your bills and that you're in debt. That is never going to work. Never, ever, ever, ever going to work. Never. I promise you it'll never work. It don't matter how much you do. You could do your morning routine every day, 7 days a week, all year. But if you do your morning routine every single morning and you say that you're going to do this, and this, and that, and then your actions don't prove otherwise and it's not in alignment, you won't make it. You know why I could tell you that? Because I've done it for so long. I've done my morning routine for 3-4 months straight and not seeing no changes in my life because of the simple fact that in the morning I would say one thing about myself and then throughout the day I would focus on something else. Biggest change. That was one of the biggest blocks I had in my life that helped me get to another level. So that was number 2. Okay. Number 3 is comparing yourself. That's a big one. Comparing yourself is a huge block that we all have. Let the month of February be a month that you stop comparing yourself. Okay? Because understand, every single one of us, including me, Nano, we are all guilty of this behavior of comparing ourselves. Okay? But you got to understand that when you compare yourself, that stops you from claiming what you desire. Okay, you lose your power to attract when you compare yourself. Because think about it, how does it make us feel when we compare ourselves? Majority of the time that we compare ourselves, it makes us feel bad about ourselves. It makes us feel like we don't have enough. It makes us feel like we're not doing enough. I remember when I used to compare myself to these other six-figure earners and all these successful individuals. I remember that. I remember when I would want to when I would sit there and compare myself to these people. And I would be like, bro, I would just feel so down about myself. Like, damn, man, like, how come I'm not there? I don't have that. I don't have that money in my bank account. I'm not investing yet. I'm not wearing that designer. I don't have that car. I don't travel like they do. I see them flying first class. I'm over here flying Spirit. Real stuff. Like real stuff. I'm over here buying regular sneakers while they're over here buying $1,000 red bottoms. It's the truth. They have nice big iced out chains. I have a regular gold chain. They have iced out watches, but I have no watch. Right? I started to compare myself. And what I noticed was that I was depleting myself of energy because I didn't have the right energy for me. And nothing wrong with flying Spirit. Look, guys, I've flown Spirit multiple times. I had to do it. I had to get to where I had to go to. It was the cheapest at the time. But I would compare myself because I'm like, man, look at how I'm flying. Look at how this person's flying. And the reason why I tell us that, right? And I like what somebody said in the chat box, but why should that matter? It's material things. But the thing is that a lot of us, majority of us, focus on the material things because that's what we see with our eyes. We don't see the spiritual because the spiritual we can't see. But what we see is that, right? We see what they're wearing. We see what they have. We see the bags, the shoes, all this stuff. And we compare ourselves because we think that because they have it, we don't have it. Okay. Remember this. There's something called when you compare yourself. This is what it says. Each time that you compare yourself with somebody, you reinforce the feelings of inadequacy. Now, what does inadequacy mean? Right? It's the inability to deal with a situation or with life. Okay. So each time you compare yourself with somebody, you reinforce feelings of inadequacy. Okay. Is putting feelings in your life that you don't have. You don't have that. Making yourself feel bad that you have an inability to deal with that situation. Those feelings are very, very strong. Remember, your energy goes where your intention flows. Your energy will go with where your intention flows. And when you do that, you will attract more of what you don't want. When you do that, you will attract more of what you don't want. You got to feel good to attract what you want. You can't feel bad. You can't feel down. So if there's something that you want to do in the month of February, all right, is stop comparing yourself. Focus on your path, focus on where you're at, live in that specific moment in time right there. Don't focus on anything else but that. It don't matter if this person hit the rank that you wanted to hit already. Doesn't matter if this person is making more money than you. Doesn't matter whatever it is. Something I learned is don't hate, just wait your turn. I've never hated on anybody. If anything, I celebrate everybody around me that's winning. You hit that, you hit that rank, celebrate it. You made that money, celebrate it. You know why? Because you got to understand you can't hate on somebody that just got what you want because that's what you want for yourself. So if you're hating on that person for hitting that rank, for accomplishing that, success, then you're basically saying that you don't want that because you're hating on it. You're hating on the fact that somebody else got it, but that's what you want for yourself. So you're going to hate on somebody else for getting what it is that you want. That's not alignment. You celebrate somebody when they do what you wanted. That's the key. Whatever you celebrate, you accelerate. Like Marie said, you hating on yourself if you hate on somebody that got what you want. That's why celebrate everybody. Everybody celebrate them, celebrate them, celebrate them, celebrate them. All right. So that's another block that will block you if you continue to compare yourself. And I know this is stuff you guys have heard before. You know how many times I heard don't compare myself until I stopped doing it? I had to hear it hundreds of times before I actually was like, damn, I'm actually comparing myself. All right. Like this video if you're getting value so far. If you're getting value so far, like this video if you're getting value so far. Like it, like it, like it. Okay. Let's get into number 4. All right. Number 4 is, let me read it right here. It says, the need to win in the expense of having fun. One thing that's holding you back, number 4, the 4th block is the need to win in the expense of having fun. Okay. You guys got to understand this. All right. Everything that you're going through right now, it's a winning situation. When you lose, you win. You remember that. When you lose, you win. Because when everything is going good, you don't learn anything from when everything is going good. You know when you learn? When you lose. So in reality, when you lose, you win. Understand that. Don't attach yourself to the results, attach yourself to the process. You got to understand this stuff. When I lost people in my business, I won. You know why? Because now I know that I did something wrong with those individuals that I need to fix moving forward. So when you lost, you actually won. It's all perspective. Have fun during the process. Some of us, our need to win is so strong and so powerful that when we don't win, we literally hold ourselves back and we don't have fun in the process. Your need to win is so powerful that you think that the only time you win is when you make money, when somebody signs it up in your business, or when things go the way that you want them to go. But what you don't understand is that you actually win more when things don't go the way that you want them to go. When you don't sign that person up, that's when you really win. You ever heard the saying that says you got to lose your way to success? You have to fail your way to success? That's where it comes from. You have to fail your way there. This is the key. Enjoy the process. Okay. The happiness, I always say this, and I can actually look at it right here. Let me find it. I have this quote that I always say. Write this one down. And I always, and I've been saying this, right? It says, the journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination. The journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination. Okay. You think that the destination, you think getting to that rank, you think accomplishing that thing is what's going to bring you happiness. But the real happiness comes from the journey, from the failures, from the losses, from the obstacles, from the challenges. That's the real happiness right there. You should be happy that you're going through whatever it is that you're going through. You should be celebrating it. The need to win in the expense of having fun. Have fun. You guys see me every day, mornings with Nano, happy, excited, blessed. But you'll never even know if Nano's even going through something. Why? Because every day I'm happy. Every day I'm excited. Nothing is ever that bad. I take everything with grace and at ease and know that God is leading the way for me. Super important. So remember, losing is really winning. Okay. So that's number 4. That can be something that is holding you back. That could be one of the blocks that you're having in your life right now. Is that all right? Last few, and then we're done here. Give me like 5 more minutes. All right. Number 5 is the fear of rejection. Okay. The fear of rejection. This is something that could definitely be holding you back. This idea can be paralyzing for some people. It's a fear of humiliation and defeat, right? You got to change the way you're looking at things, fam. All right? If it doesn't go the way you planned it, it's because something far greater is coming for you. Always remember that. If something doesn't go the way that you planned it, it's because something far greater is coming for you. And I understood that. And it goes into what, Jasmine just put in the chat. Rejection is redirection. If it didn't go the way that you wanted to, great. Let's see what's the next thing. That's the key, right? Rejection can be the greatest guidance of all time. Rejection can be the greatest guidance of all time. You got rejected, great, is going to lead you to the next person. Don't let the fear of rejection hold you back. Don't let the fear of somebody telling you no. Don't let the fear of your family not accepting you. Don't let the fear of your mom, your dad, your team. Don't let none of those fears hold you back from what you truly want. Don't let those fears. Those are the fears that will literally destroy you. Don't look at rejection as a positive. Always do. I love rejection. I'm like, great. This person said no to me. The next person is going to say yes for me. That's okay. This person doesn't like me. Great. This next person is going to love me. I've really detached myself from all things. I'm literally connected to everything and I'm attached to nothing. I feel like every day I'm mastering that I call it basically a mantra for me at this point. Connected to everything, but I'm attached to nothing. I'm not attached to any specific result, expectation, or anything. I'm just connected to it. Connected, but never attached. And that's number 5. Number six is having a need more mentality. This one is big. All right, because the problem is once we achieve something, we immediately feel like we need to go for the next one. And what we do is we don't feel complete in the moment of achievement. And that's what holds us back sometimes. Sometimes, for example, and it's so funny because this happened to me when I hit chairman for the first time. I hit chairman and I was already focused on chairman 25. Yeah, chairman, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't even enjoy the fact that I was chairman. I was like, yeah, I'm chairman, but I'm ready for chairman 25. Let's go get chairman, man. I didn't even enjoy the fact that I just became a 6-figure earner. I didn't even enjoy it. I didn't even give thanks, bro. I remember the first time. This was 2 years ago, back in 2019. And if you think about it, that's having a lack mentality. That's having a lack mentality. Why? Because I had everything, but I felt like I still needed more. I had everything that I wanted at that very point in time, but because I had that need more mentality, I need more money, I need more people, I need more, it has held me back. And I got humbled real quick. Be present in the moment when you accomplish your goals. Embrace that moment, fam. Celebrate those miracle moments. Embrace them. Trust me, I made a big mistake by having that need more mentality. It's greed. It's greed. I'm telling you. I've seen myself do a lot of things like that where I made huge mistakes. And trust me, dude, you will be humbled really fast. I remember I made a crypto investment. It's so funny. I made a crypto investment. I invested like 10K into a crypto, and I invested 10K into it. The same day it went to 60K, and I was complaining because I wanted more. And you know what? That 60K investment is now like $4,000. Think about that. That's what happens. I wanted more and more and more. I wasn't grateful for it at that very point in time. And guess what? Took it away. Look at how that works. When in my life have I ever made $50,000 in a day? And I wanted more. When have I ever made, there's people that don't make 50K in a year. I made 50K in a matter of hours. And I said, nah, man, that's crazy. I should have more. And a month, 2 months later, that same investment is $4,000 now. Look at how life works. This is recent too. I want you to know that. This is not two years ago. But you know what? That blocked me right there. What if I would have just embraced it like, yo, wow, I just made 50K. I just made 50K in a matter of a few hours. Wow. I'm so thankful. I would have taken my money. But that's a loss. Not a loss. That's a lesson that teaches you things. Those are things that I learned. I had to go through that so I can learn that. So that now when it happens again, I'm ready to embrace that moment and I don't need more. I got everything that I got everything that I need at this very point in time. That's it. This is all that I need right now. And I'm grateful, I'm grateful. It happens. I'm thankful a lot of other investment went my way, but that was one that humbled me and it taught me something. And it taught me something and it taught me something very powerful. And I'm sure it'll come back around and I'll be able to make it. But Sarah, like you said, should have sold it while it was worth 60. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? But I didn't. So that's number 6, is having a need more mentality, which means that when you get what you want, embrace it, live in that moment, love that moment, and don't ask for anything else. Just live in that moment for that moment in time. Don't go and start thinking about what's the next thing that you want, what's the next level you're going to get to. Forget about that. Learn right now. Embrace what you have right now. It's like you have a plate of food right now, but you're already thinking about the next plate and the next plate, and you want more and more and more. No, embrace what you have right now. Yes, Bradley, that's what's possible, bro. 50 in a day with crypto is very possible. It's crazy how it happens. But that's how it happens. My whole life changed in a matter of in a moment right there. But because I wanted more. That need more mentality, guys, that greed is real. It's real, family. So that's number 6. All right. Number 7 is the last and final one, is the fear of being judged. What others think about you. When I read this taught me a lot right here. Listen to this. The people in your life that are closest to you are great spiritual teachers because they reflect back to us the energy that we're putting out. Think about that. The people in your life that are closest to you, they are great spiritual teachers because they reflect back to us the energy that we are putting out. So the people that are closest to you, they're spiritual teachers because they reflect onto you the energy that you're putting out. Their judgment of us is a reflection of ourselves, whether it's conscious or unconscious. Release your resistance, and others will release you. Other people's judgment of you reveal the places in your life where you lack faith. Rather than blaming others for resisting your dreams, thank them for showing you an opportunity to grow massively and heal. This is so important. So if people are doubting you that you're not going to make it in this business, it's because you doubt it. If people don't believe in you, it's because you don't believe in it. The people in your life that are the closest to you are great spiritual teachers because they reflect back to you the energy that you're putting out. So whatever energy the people closest to you are giving you, that is low key the energy that you're putting out, whether it's conscious or unconscious. The people closest to you. Understand that. All right. And understand that if you release your resistance, others will release you. Okay. Other people's judgment of you reveal the places where you lack faith. So pay attention to the things that people are saying about you. Pay attention to the things that are happening on a day-to-day basis on your life. Those things that are happening in your life are the places in your life where you lack faith. This is so important. And those right there are the 7 blocks that are holding you back from getting to the next level. Identify which one it is. Maybe you have 2 out of the 3. Maybe you have 4 out of the 5. All right. The ones that I'm working on right now, the most, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys, is the need more mentality. Okay. And that's really it. I really got rid of the other blocks. I don't believe in lack anymore. I know there's more than enough to go around. I don't compare myself anymore. Maybe I'll catch myself occasionally, maybe, but it's not in a bad way. I understand that the need to win and the expense of having fun. I have fun during this journey. The fear of rejection. I'm not fear of rejection at all. I love rejection. And the fear of being judged. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. The only one out of these blocks is that need more mentality. Number 6 is for me. Identify which one is the one that is holding you back, right? Type it in the chat box. Which one of these is holding you back? Put it in there. Which one is the one that is holding you back? Is it number 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 5? Is it 6? Is it 4? Is it 7? What is it? Because remember, in order for you to defeat the enemy, you got to identify the enemy. All right. So, with that being said, that wraps up today's call. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I'm actually going to post a picture in my Instagram, guys. So, this is over now. So, I'm going to post a picture on my IG. I want you guys to go show love, leave a comment, leave a review on the picture as I post it. Let me post it really fast. I have it ready already. It's a pretty dope post. I think you guys will really like it. It's a morning meditation one. All right. So I posted a picture that's basically a morning post. Okay. And it's a meditation post. And I basically asked a question, basically saying, do you meditate and what has your experience been since you started? If you guys can go show love on it and just basically like the picture, comment, and talk about what your experience has been since you started meditating. For those that did, all right. And if you haven't meditated, type why you haven't started meditating. I want to be able to see, okay, I want to be able to see the reasons, what your breakthroughs have been since you started meditating, what it has done for you, um, and so on and so forth. I just posted it on my Instagram. It's at Long Live Nano. My Instagram, it's at Long Live Nano. Long Live Nano is my IG. So please leave a comment, show love, post it, repost it. And I feel like, we'll be able to get a lot of value from that. But with that being said, quick prayer before we go, and then we'll end the call, right? Quick prayer, everybody bow your heads. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful start to the month. We learned so much today, and we are so thankful for all the wisdom that you provide us with on a day to day basis. We learned about the different blocks that we have in our lives, and we now understand what is it that's been holding us back. And you always are in perfect alignment with the lessons that we need to learn going into this new month. We needed to hear this information. Even I did. I learned as I was teaching this, God, and I appreciate you. And I am so thankful that you always teach us exactly what we need to hear at the perfect time and at the perfect place. We never doubt any of your teachings, and we are so thankful to have a leader like you in our life, God. Continue to bless us, continue to guide us, and continue to show us the way. And if there's anyone out there that's dealing with any bad situations, that has a lot of blocks in their life, God, I pray that you give them all the strength that they need in order for them to release these blocks from their lives and open up their life to a life of abundance and freedom, and being able to receive all that it is that they need in order for them to be successful, God. So we thank you so much. We pray for more health, more abundance, more freedom, more success, more everything, God. And we are just so, so thankful for the amazing week that we are about to experience. And the month of February will be a month to remember. So we thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. All right, guys. If you guys like this video, if you guys like today's morning call, like the video, show love to it. Also, guys, podcast, show love to season 3. We're wrapping it all up now, season 3, and it's amazing stuff. Make sure you guys call in as well. If you haven't, we have a call-in number that you guys can call in and just share testimonials, share what Mornings with Nano, has done for you. Ask questions, whatever it is that you feel like, you want to share with us. Let me hear, what it is that Mornings with Nano has done for you. And you could potentially even be somebody that is featured on the Mornings with Nano podcast at the beginning of the intros. That'll be super, super dope. Some of the individuals that are on Mornings with Nano have been featured on these calls and have been featured on the podcast, which is super dope. You hear their voices, you hear their testimonials, and it's just super, super dope, guys. So call in, show love. The podcast is available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio. It's available on all platforms. Show love. It's an incredible way for you guys to learn different things. I have meditations. I actually have a podcast on this episode that I just did today. So if you want to hear it all over again, please feel more than free to do so. But that right there wraps up today's call. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope all of you have a phenomenal, amazing day. If you haven't wrote that letter to yourself, write it down, do the letter. I know it will help you guys out a lot. And with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Mornings with Nano. Show love on the picture that I just posted, fam. Have a blessed day.